Wow, what can I say? But it's kind of interesting. I'm actually suffering from a gamer's thumb. It's kind of hard to believe that I actually got this condition. As most of you guys know, I've been working on my PC account, which was really going good. I ended up getting up to during the XP boost for the new life event. I got up to almost CR 80 or CP80, and so that was kind of really awesome CRs in another game, but CP champion point 80. And so I was really happy. I was progressing well, but after one evening of gameplay, my thumb started hurting really bad because what I ended up doing, I tried to keyboard and mouse, but I was just really too familiar and too custom to the controller. So I configured my controller for PC, which worked out really good because it's a similar gameplay and it really works well. So the devs did a really good job formatting the gamepad into the PC. So if you're a console player and you go to PC platform, it wasn't that, it really makes it a smooth transition. But unfortunately, after one evening of gameplay, I get off and the next 2 hours, my thumb like doubles in size around my knuckle. And of course, a friend of mine's like, it sounds like you have gamer's thumb. Now, in all the time I've ever played MMOs, I have never have gotten carpal tunnel because I usually use a lot of ergonomically correct you know things to try to prevent these type of injuries, but the thumb is extensively used in controllers a lot more frequently because you're going between the thumb pad and your buttons, and unfortunately that can put a lot of strain on your thumb into the tendons, and this causes a injury known as gamer's thumb, and which I do have. So it's kind of like a tendonitis. So it can be like associated with like carpal tunnel syndrome. Whether or not it's an RSI at this point, I can't speculate. But I do have the injury, so I have a splint. My half my hand's incapacitated. So it took me a minute just to set this YouTube up, just to be able to tell you guys that I have gamer's thumb. And it seems crazy, but I have very little use of my right hand. I have like my three bottom fingers, partial use of my index finger, and my thumb's completely incapacitated. So yeah, you guys can look this up, but I'm kind of wanted to get on here and let you guys know, to my subscribers, what's going on. And a very important this brings into, I don't know why people want to do this, and this sucks. Excuse me. And I'm getting over a flu, by the way. It was just been a great like last week and a half, but I'm able to use my left hand. As you can see, I'm having a hard time, like I have to use my fingers to kind of pan around my camera. But yeah, gamer's thumb, guys. Very serious condition for if you're an MMO or if you're a gamer. You guys want to take this kind of serious, because I really didn't even think about it. Never had this type of condition occur up until now, and it's pretty real. It can just happen suddenly. It doesn't have to be tired thumb or anything. All my thumbs never hurt. I never ached. Never had any problem up until the other like 2 or 3 days ago. So yeah, guys. But I did learn a couple of things that you guys can do to help prevent gamer's thumb. One is take intermittent breaks between your gameplay. Even if it's like 10, 20 minutes, and give that thumb a rest, give it a good stretch, move it, slightly. Also, tape. Like, you can tape your thumb, and there are a couple different websites that'll teach you how to tape off your thumb. Also, you can get a band that wraps between your thumb down to your wrist that will actually help reduce the injury as well. Now, you can actually also get this injury not just from video gaming, surprisingly, but also by using your cell phones, because smartphones you'll put in your palm and you'll use your thumb to scroll and do a lot of the typing and stuff, and it's another way you can actually get this condition. So yeah, it hurts. It's very painful. But the main thing they're going to do is just give you anti-inflammatories, put you in a splint or something to reduce the thumb movement and let the natural healing process take place. But yeah, for 2 to 4 weeks, I'm going to be out of commission from my gaming, which sucks bad. But it is what it is. And because if you keep re-injuring this can become an RSI, which is a reoccurring syndrome, like carpal tunnel, and something I'm not really wanting to look forward to. So I'm definitely going to let the healing process take place. But yeah, guys, if you are a heavy mmoer or heavy gamer, I would suggest take precautions and do a lot of different things to reduce the risks of this type of injury happening to you. Because as something as stupid as it sounds, it can really halt your gameplay, completely take you out of the loop altogether. So yeah, that's kind of something. It is crazy, but definitely, words of wisdom, man. Just take some breaks, stretches. You can do like different thumb exercises and hand exercises to loosen up those muscles, just like any other muscle in your body. Like stretch out. That reduces injury. Also, make sure you guys, you can get, like I said, the tapes, bands, anything like that. You can't put it on anything per se. You can't blame technology. You can't blame, the companies for making controllers or the game companies for developing the games. These are something we like to do. They try to improve the ergonomics of the designs as best as they can, but unfortunately, our hands were never designed to, go through this long stress periods of just keep button smashing, and yeah, it'll take its toll. So yeah, guys, gamer's thumb. Mystic is down with some gamer's thumb for a few weeks, and not much I'll be actually able to do. Like I said, my PC account is up. And there's a couple things I've been wanting to go over with some of the future builds. As far as the expansion or the next DLC's update, I've been reading a couple of the patch notes. So a lot of the home implementations have been posted. I haven't gotten on public test server because it was released a couple days before my injury. I was more concerned with trying to get my character up there than going on the PTS. But the housing is not really much of a concern for me because it's instance based. I knew it was going to be. So, I mean, it's a good added feature for players who are wanting player housing, but it has no player community to it or aspect. So it's not something that I'm going to look forward to per se, but I think it's a good added feature for Elder Scrolls. So once again, devs, great job. I know a lot of players have been wanting that, and obviously it's a step in the right direction. But yeah, if any of you guys have ever experienced gamer's thumb, leave a comment, let me know how it affected you. For me, this is weird. It's just fucking weird. But, nevertheless, it's real. But, yeah. So just, guys, take precautions in your gaming, take some breaks, and stretch those muscles. If you game for a long period of time, I would suggest getting thumb wraps. As much as possible. Like, you can go to Rite Aid or even Walmart, and literally it's like an elastic thing that goes over your thumb and around your wrist, and that'll prevent something like this. It can reduce, I can't say prevent, but it reduces the chances of this type of injury occurring. And if I would not wish this on anybody, because it's painful when it onsets, man. It's all in my knuckle. My knuckle was swollen so bad it turned purple. It was very painful, but I couldn't even bend my thumb for 2 days. So yeah, guys, just heads up, be aware of gamer's thumb, and I'm hoping that once this heals and everything's okay, I'll be back on. I'm still going to be on the PlayStation. So, and I want to get a hold of a couple of players that I played with, because a couple of players have been leaving comments, kind of questioning my game knowledge. But as most of you guys are aware, I do post the proof. I had one player was like talking all this smack the other day. He erased almost every one of his posts. But I was like, dude, there are players that are in the top charts. I might not be in the top charts per se, but there are players there that I have gamed with multiple times that will testify to what I've brought to any of my gameplay. So I would like to get a couple of those players that I'm familiar with and see if they're interested in maybe doing some chat discussions and seeing, getting their input, not just on my gameplay, but on their gameplay, what the changes have been implemented, how it's affected them per se, and what are they wanting to go forward into Elder Scrolls, because I think that's one of the better aspects of any channel is when you get another player's perspective and how it affects them, because it doesn't matter how much it really affects me, but how does it affect all of us as a community? That becomes another question. So I'm hoping to do a couple segments on that, especially with my injury. Maybe getting a hold of a couple of players and doing a couple of roundtable discussions and seeing, what can be improved, what classes are really needing touched up on as far as their skills. And Sorcerer, for example, I'm on my Sorcerer. I really think Sorcerers need some more need ice-based abilities, because they have a couple different sets with ice abilities, but unfortunately it all comes from Destruction Staff. There is no abilities in Mage's Guild or in Sorcerer that complement that set, because I'm wearing the niche set on this, which the niche set actually works really good with the Sorcerer because of the electrics. So it really works out really nice. This set works out really nice with Sorcerer. So I'm pretty happy with it. But once again, are all those sets as effective? Once again, I think they can be, but there has to be ability changes in classes to make those other sets more viable. So we will see in the future what ZeniMax will do with that. But PC players, I will be back on, and PlayStation 4 players, I'll be back on in a few weeks. And I'll be getting a hold of a couple of PS4 players that are on my friends list and seeing if any of you guys are interested in doing roundtable discussions. And I would like to get you guys on my show and do feedbacks, and we'll see, just get a different perspective. So once again, and always, guys, I do want to thank every one of you guys for that are my subscribers. You guys are very much appreciated. And once again, and always, thank you, and have a nice day.